What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with another video. And today, what I'm going to talk about is stop overthinking signs with women, right? Stop overthinking signs with women. I just got a comment from a dude asking, a pretty common, I guess, question where guys, you guys will ask me things like, oh, I was here and, then she did this and then she did that. And I'm not sure if this is a sign or, is it this, is it that? And it's like, I know I do a lot of videos, or I used to do more videos on signs and, the things that women do that are really subtle, that express that they like you, right? And if you're socially savvy enough and aware enough, you'll pick up on certain things, and you'll be able to use that as to your advantage. You'll be able to use that to know, like, okay, she's feeling me. And then from that point, better how to move around her. You understand why she's doing some of the things that she's doing. But I don't want you guys to take it overboard, right? Don't take it. Now, like I said, they're very subtle, but they should be very specific to, like, you, right? What she's doing, the things that she's doing, should be clearly specific to you. It should be something that, it's some sort of interaction between you guys. Now, the example I'm going to use is from the message I just got, the question I just got. This guy was in the gym, and I guess he kept ending up near this girl, and she kept moving when he would end up near her. Now, something like that, it would take a lot of mental gymnastics for that to be a sign that, she likes him, but there's no reason for her to dislike him, right? So in a situation like this, trying to figure out what that means is overthinking. If this is a one-off situation, this is something that you've never seen this girl, or maybe you have seen this girl before, and this is the first time this is happening, and you're at the gym, so you're probably going to see her again at some point, and you can assess, if she continues to do this over a course of time, okay, yeah, then there's something to think about. But coincidence is a thing, right? Coincidence is a thing. There are coincidences. You might cross the street and a woman realizes, oh, fuck, I forgot, I have to go pick this thing up, and she crosses the street. It doesn't necessarily mean it's about you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's about you, right? It has to be something that's, like, pretty clear. Like in the gym, if she keeps coming near you, every time you move to a new place, she comes near you. Okay, that's something to think about, right? Why does she keep ending up where I go? I'm leaving her. I know, I'm aware she's doing her set. She's only on the first set, the second set. I leave, and then she just immediately leaves after me. Okay, right? You see how that's subtle, because she's not coming and talking to you and making it clear that she likes you, but it's obvious that something's going on, because everywhere you go, she keeps ending up. And that is in relation to you, right? It's in relation to you. In his situation, it could have been another person that kept ending up near them, and she kept leaving because of them. Or maybe that's just her routine, or things like that. But I don't want you guys to get so deeply in your head about the signs. That was never, ever, ever my intention when telling you guys the signs. It was like, okay, if you notice things that are pretty obvious, like once they're brought to your attention, they're pretty obvious, right? Then cool. If it's something that's weird, like kind of like, maybe this could possibly be something, ignore it. You're better off ignoring it anyways. Even when you get the signs, a lot of times you're better off ignoring it. So like I said, don't overthink it. Don't if you have to play mental gymnastics to see what's going on, just ignore it. Just move on. Wait until she does it again. Let it happen a few times. It's like a science experiment, right? The first time something happens, it doesn't mean like, oh, this is the answer to it. This is what it is. You got to see trends. You got to see patterns. You got to see things that happen multiple times consistently, and then you come up with a conclusion. Now, if it's obvious, like she's following you around the gym, or she comes in, stands right in front of you and bends over, like, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, where a girl in that situation would be aware girls are very aware of when guys are around them, right? So in that situation, if she's standing in front of you and she bends over, most girls literally walk around with they tie like a jacket around them so nobody looks at their butt. They're very aware that guys are looking at their butts. So if she comes in front of you and bends over like with her ass right in your face, that's obvious, right? That of course she's aware of that. Of course she's aware of that. No girl is just like la di da di da. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that this guy's behind me and I'm bending over in his face. Like girls are aware of that. That's clear, right? That's an obvious sign. Anybody with any type of social awareness is gonna see that. But a situation where it's not that obvious and you really don't know, it could be a coincidence, it could not be. You know what I'm saying? From her perspective, it could be like, oh, you know, maybe she doesn't like your smell. Maybe she doesn't, whatever it is. Maybe she is in love with you and she just can't stand to be next to you. Like, but the thing is, it's not enough there for you to be able to know either way. So if you can't tell either way what it is, just ignore it. Just ignore the signs. You're better off ignoring the signs. It's better for your mental state. You won't be overthinking things. Because if you're looking at every little thing like this, like if you're looking at little things that aren't obvious and you're trying to see them as signs, you're really going to overlook the regular signs. You're going to overlook the blatant ones. You don't need to dig that deep down because you're going to dig right past the real signs. You know what I'm saying? Like you could miss the actual signs because you're so focused on like such minute details. And you start overthinking the actual signs. It shouldn't be that deep, right? Step back. If it's not clear to you, ignore it. It might, and don't try to jump ahead of where you're at socially. If you're not socially aware, like if you're not that socially aware of like why these things will happen, just stay at your level, right? Stay at your level. If girls smile at you, if girls, you know, look at you and look you up and down, if girls do blatantly obviously things like that, just rely on that. Once you get better with girls, you'll be able to see the other signs. You'll be able to notice more things once you're more confident with girls. Because if you're uncomfortable, it's going to be hard for you to read other people because you're thinking about you. Your mind is stuck on you and like how people are reacting to you and how, you know what I'm saying? Like you're coming from that perspective, as opposed to once you get confident with girls and confident around girls and know like, yo, girls like me, boom. That's when you start seeing the signs. That's when you start seeing like, okay, there's no other reason for her to be leaving other than this, right? Because you understand women, you understand that you're not weird. You understand that, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong, that there's nothing that you did. Girls typically like you. So now her doing certain things is like, oh, it has to be that. But if you don't have any reason to be thinking that, right? If you're not a guy who's has that experience with women, who has, you know, that confidence with women, then it could be anything. Because you have no past, no history that would lead you to believe it means something good or it means something bad. You know what I mean? You don't really have a reference point. Like for me, by the time I was able to read signs from girls, I had already had a history of like situations that led me to believe, okay, girls like me even when they don't tell me they like me. So now when they're doing certain things, I'm like, oh, this makes sense that she's doing this. This makes sense that she's doing that. But like if you're a guy who that has a habit to, then she might not even realize that you're there. She could really be doing anything just because. Like it has to work in tandem. If you don't have a history of women, you know, finding you attractive very, very often, then there's, like I said, there's really no reason for you to think that certain things would be signs. There's not really any reason for you to like look for signs. Signs are something you look for after you get like some blatantly obvious indications that women find you attractive. Then you take the time to look deeper and be like, okay, well, if all these women find me attractive, why would these women not find me attractive? Right? They must be just hiding it in some type of way. But if women don't, if that's not your experience in general, you know what I'm saying? Then being like, well, they all must be hiding it. That doesn't make sense. That's you having wishful thinking as opposed to seeing something that's actually there, that's actually likely to happen. And you're going to stress yourself out if you're looking for these signs when there's no reason for you to be looking for these signs. Because you can make signs up. You can make anything up. You can rationalize anything in your head. You can, you know what I mean? Good or bad. All right, fellas. So don't overthink the signs. If you get obvious signs, right? Cool. As you get the obvious ones, realize, okay, this is a little bit more subtle. This is a little bit more subtle. But if it gets too deep, you know what I'm saying? You go too deep in the jungle, you go too deep in the cave, go follow the light. Go find the light. Get back out. Get back out and ignore it. And she will give you another sign if she likes you. She will give you another sign if she likes you. That's better anyways, because if she's only doing this one sign, right? You want to get multiple signs anyway, so you know that she actually really is feeling you. It's not just for attention. So don't overthink the signs, fellas. All right? So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box. Instagram in the description box. Y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, Marvel over matter. Let's get it.